going to make them take action.
Yeah.
So within that 15-second elevator pitch, and I know that you offer that through one of our local chambers of commerce, and you don't have to be here locally to connect. So share what you brought to the chamber there at Palm Bay.
Yeah, so we do, it's once a month. It's called Chamber Chat. And so like your business hotspot. So you can come and practice your elevator pitch and actually get coaching right there on the spot and support and free publicity. I mean, marketing, because it's on video and goes on YouTube and Facebook. And so, yeah, it's definitely the elevator pitch. When I pulled that team together that first time and I had the vision, I had to have the clear message of what it was I wanted them to hear. So I think that's the first thing.
And you do that via technology. So like I said, you don't have to be in Brevard County. Any of our listeners that are outside of this area, you can actually go, I think you use Facebook Live, you use Google Hangouts when you do that. So that is so cool. And I know that one of our attendees that was at our branding workshop last week, she has taken part in that, Diane Bryson.
Yes.
And you wait till you hear her new brand statement.
Oh, yes.
She used it the other day. I don't think she'd mind if I shared it, but she did use it, I think, at the Leads group at the Chamber the other day. She is now the Brevard Telecom Diva.
Wow.
So what a statement.
She's with like 400 companies. I mean, it's just, she's definitely got the...
She is the one you want to tap into. I'm going to give you some free publicity here, Diane, because she is phenomenal.
Diane's great. Diane is great.
But I know she really does look forward to all of your events there, too, and doesn't miss anything. But so is there, you said one good tip would be use a number. Is there any other recommendation you can give to someone that is actually wanting to
write it down? We've had people actually come to our event because we work with people on their elevator pitch there, and we had somebody come to our event for about a year and people weren't understanding what it was he was doing, and finally once I said write it down, and he wrote it down, and it just I couldn't believe it. It was just such a turnaround in his business and being able to attract customers.
Fabulous. Fabulous. So tip number 1 is develop a compelling elevator pitch. All right. So number 2 strategy.
Number 2 is collaboration and partnerships. So we are in a time where we do sports for competition. We have competitors in business. What I'm asking people to do, or what we invite people to do, is look at ways of collaborating and partnering. This is something that even when people are struggling in business or don't have a bunch of capital, you can actually partner with somebody and do things collectively that'll cost both of you less money but have a bigger impact. So collaborating and partnering is key, and it just starts with who would be somebody ideal in my business that would actually help add value to what I'm doing. I've even seen it happen in direct competitors. A lot of times people think, I don't want to talk to my competitor. But what we discover is that there's things that Cheri might like to do, and there's things that Richard might like to do. And you can actually farm each other business and grow.
Exactly.
So there's so many things. I have hundreds of stories on collaboration and partnership. And that just kind of starts with, like I said, pulling them together, doing a one-on-one. A big part of what we do at the summit is putting people together and have that conversation.
Well, collaboration, I know ourselves when we went from downsizing our company from 2008 when we were heavily involved in the builder industry and had to kind of reinvent ourselves. I know that the first thing we did was to start looking to collaborate with other entrepreneurs that we were synergistically. We weren't competitors, so to speak. We had a few overlaps, but we were targeting the same target audience. However, we both brought something different to the table. And one of them is actually a sponsor in the Business Acceleration Summit. And that's Josh Adams.
Yeah.
With Rock, Paper, Simple. I know Richard, I think, was one of his first mentors. But we brought him on.
I started mentoring him when he was 14.
No, he wasn't 14.
Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't.
He looked 14. He was 21.
He still looks 14.
He was in college, just starting.
No, just starting college.
Just starting.
Yeah.
He always says that when he was 14.
That's when he first started with his technology.
Been doing his technology that long. But yeah, it was, it showed, but you had to really start trusting. because that was probably the hardest challenge for me when you start collaborating, especially with those that you have some overlaps. So any tips on that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I just wanted to add that when we say the word partnership or collaborate, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to get an attorney and do a partnership agreement. There's so many ways to collaborate in marketing, advertising, shared lists. So tips would be having the conversation. I love Stuart Levine's process of agreements for results, and it's 9 questions that you sit down and you ask. So what's our intention and vision? What are the roles? Who all's going to be playing? How do we measure satisfaction? What are fears and concerns? Because a lot of times in partnerships and collaboration, we don't talk about those things, and that's important because when we give it voice, then we can manage it and deal with it. Also, conflict resolution. We talk about what is our exit strategy up front? Does that make sense? Like it's nice when it's warm and fuzzy and it feels good. So it's important to have those conversations when it feels good on how will we manage conflict and how will we resolve things. So the first conversation's not like that. The first conversation's, hey, what do you do? I'd love to learn more. And just share authentically and be thinking about, how can I help this person? What can I do for this
Very
person?
important.
You know, when you and I got together about this, I said, what are all the different things I can do with Cheri?
Exactly.
And when I come at a collaboration at that place, it many times it just naturally melds. We start supporting each other.
It totally makes sense. And I know, we've experienced some great successes with that. And then we've had some that we had to just kind of say, let's agree to go separate ways, and it's a learned, it's a learned trait. I don't know how to say it, but you have to, I tend to judge, I tend to, listen to my gut when I meet people. And sometimes it's just right off. I'm like, this is not going to be good for me. It's not going to be good for them either, because if I'm not feeling good. So, but it is learning that trust factor, definitely.
And there's one other thing that we actually do at the summit that makes us unique is we have a third party vetting, the Clear Business Directory, that actually vets our mentors. This year, we made it our policy that we wanted all the mentors. Now, not everybody from the past is there yet, but they're in the process, where it's a third-party vetting for scams, frauds, violations. Good. And so we also, anybody that comes, we give them a due diligence form where it teaches you those deep questions to ask in the conversation. So right away, they'll get that in being able to have those conversations. And I'm great at asking questions, but when I saw the due diligence process of asking questions, they're really good. I mean, there's some key questions that you need to discuss to know, is this somebody that I want to collaborate or even share?
And okay.
No, that makes total sense to me, because it's just not about knowing somebody through an association event or just through life. It's something else when you decide, okay, we're going to go make money together. and that money has a lot of hidden issues within it, if I say that politely.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, and again, collaborating today with the way we are doing business, and there are so many individuals that have worked for corporate that have decided to go out on their own. They've taken that jump and that risk. It's just smart marketing, smart business to find those that you can collaborate with, because it's not just a win-win for the business people. It's the people that you're taking you have the solution for. If you can take 2 people together or more into a business that is looking for a solution and you can all provide that, it's such a win-win. Yeah. And ultimately the end result is for the user or for the person that hires the team, so to speak. It's just they're going to be blown away and do a lot of referring business to you. So
yeah, I think that, if you don't have a partner that you're working with or you feel alone in business, sit down and just write down 3 people right now who would be an ideal partner. If you can't name a name, think of maybe a type and write it down and see what you can do to get together for tea or coffee or stretch out of your comfort zone. But collaborating and partnering, I think we're in a time right now that this is what really moves people quicker. If you're doing things alone, you can do them alone, but it doesn't have to work that way anymore.
the other thing is when you look at the economy, just the overall economy, it's been slow over the last few years. Okay. But what's going to pull it out is people with visions, people with guts, people that are willing to go out there and start up their own small business. Maybe it's part-time, maybe it's full-time. It really doesn't matter. But once you do that and you understand that you can make money, maybe not replace your salary in your first effort or your first year, but you're understanding, oh, wow, I can pick up an extra $500,000 a month. This is cool, on that whole side of it. Of course, that whole vision got started in the MLM industry a long time ago, but by the same token, it still fits within that definition that you were just describing on that is go out and take responsibility for yourself.
Mm-hmm. We have, I love that you said the smaller amount. I just want people to know that anything's possible. We had the award, the last summit for the Business Acceleration Award was somebody here locally. I think it's DB Packaging, but he did $1 million in revenue his first year.
Wow.
And he did partner. He found the right people to play with to support him. And he got the award. I mean, it's like anything is possible when you align yourself with people that can.
Again, and it's just changing that mindset and really focusing on, what your vision is and then finding those pieces that will help you reach that and never giving up.
But visionaries, you're right. I didn't mean to take the
yeah.
It's totally, that's where it starts.
Yeah, it's the visionary is analogous to a dreamer.
Yep.
On that, but that's where it all starts. It all starts, like Cheri was saying, you wake up in the middle of the night with a, oh my goodness, or worse.
Where's the paper?
We keep pads of paper by we both have these nightstands and they're right there. And I tend to find myself just waking up about sometimes 2 a.m. and I just leave the bedroom. I start writing. I mean, I have these ideas, and what I've learned along the way, and this is why I'm excited about getting involved with the Business Acceleration Summit, is that I'm slow to take action. I have great ideas, but I have been slow to take action on some things, and I am on a mission to change that this year.
You're a hustler, so be nice on yourself. You get a lot done.
She does.
Yeah,
she does.
I don't know if it's a slow thing. It may just be not the right time. So just be gentle on yourself.
Listen to the timing.
You are doing a lot.
Well, just a little family secret here, but she's the perfectionist, which is good.
A recovering.
That's not putting that down.
Recovering perfectionist.
I'm the one that wants to go dirty. But let's just throw it out there, throw it against the wall, and see what sticks.
Okay.
And it doesn't look like I envisioned it, and then I'm like, wait a minute.
But when you look at it as work partners, that's the perfect blend, because in the middle is the right course of action.
Yes. Perfect.
So that we have the developing a compelling elevator pitch, collaborate and create partnerships. What is the third strategy?
The third one is about mentors and team. Surrounding ourselves with people who have been there, done that, or better than us. I've produced 400 events, and I lost a lot of money. I had a lot of headaches. I've got a lot of gray hair, you can see. But
it's still there. You still have it. It's in your bio.
But when you're doing an event, wouldn't it make sense to have somebody kind of guide you who's done it and what to do? And it doesn't mean at the end of the day,
most definitely.
I just want to leave people with this, is that you don't abdicate your business. Like, you have to take full responsibility for your choices and what you take from the mentors and that. But we want to surround ourselves with people that are better than what we know how to do. Build that team. And mentors are amazing. All of my successes have been from learning from somebody else to help me and guide me along the way. Even in parenting. I mean, we need mentors in relationships, everything.
Well, what's the difference between a mentor and a coach?
To me, a mentor is... Gosh, that's a really good question. I look at a mentor as somebody that's successful, that wants to guide me. Sometimes you pay them, sometimes you don't. They have a very high level of success, and they're not that. Maybe their business is not coaching. sometimes a mentor, their